Right. So we are discussing the 2021 paper from the first question onwards. So the first question says, the teacher in a particular school are expected to mark their attendance using a fingerprint machine, which is connected to a computer system. The system generates a monthly attendance report. Write down one example for an input and one example for an output of the above information system. So if you are focusing on the inputs and outputs, the teacher in a particular school are expected to mark their attendance using a fingerprint machine, which is connected to a computer system. So input, it is obviously going to be a fingerprint. This is one of the inputs. Then the system generates monthly attendance report. So monthly attendance report can be considered as the output which generates from that system. Right? So for saying fingerprint is an input, and for saying monthly attendance report an output, 1 mark will be given separately. 1 mark for input and 1 mark for output. Okay, question number 2. Draw a diagram to connect 4 computers named C1, C2, C3, and C4 based on the mesh topology. Yeah, so if you are asked to connect 4 computers using mesh topology, then you are going to show your computers. You can either use a circle, or you can use a square or a rectangle, it doesn't matter. Somehow your PCs should be named. And if it is a mesh topology, that means each and every computer must connect with all other computers. So this is how you can show the mesh topology is going to be. So C1, C2, C3, C4 must be there because they have specified what are the names of the computers. And the mesh topology goes like this. And in part B, it says, consider the following computer port label, which is A to D. Match each of the above ports with the name of ports given in the following list in the label to port format, right? So if they have said something like this, it's better you follow that. So you have to say the label and the port, right? So the first label, A is a PS2 port. So A, put a arrow PS2 as it given by the paper. B, that's going to be an audio port, right? Yeah. So B, audio. C, it's the VGA port that they are talking about. Now here, the VGA port is there. Like when it comes to the parallel port and the VGA port, appearance-wise, they are similar. But when it comes to the VGA port, there are 15 number of dots or the holes that you can see. Right? When it comes to the serial port, it does not have holes, it has the pins. The number of pins are equals to somewhere around 10 or 12, right? I really don't remember. Let's cross-check that. Yes. Serial. Yeah, it's have only 9 pins, not the holes. All right, so C is going to be a VGA. So C, it is VGA. And then D. D is the parallel port. So D parallel. Right. So when they are given the guide like this, don't jeopardize the path, people. Right. So just come up with a solution, or like come up with the output. So let's see the marks, how they have allocated the marks for this. Yeah, for the mesh topology, this is the nature that they are expecting. So 1 mark. For the this port matching thing, A is the PS2, B is the audio, C is the VGA, and D is the parallel port. So if everything is correct, 1 mark. 2 or 3 are correct, 0.5 mark. And on the other, all other cases, it's 0. Okay. Moving to the next question. Third one. Convert the 4710 to its binary equivalent. So that's something easy. So it says 4710. Right, so you are going to divide by 2, 23, 1 is remaining. So this is going to be 11 and 1 is remaining. Okay, hold on. Yes. And this is going to be 5 and 1 is remaining. This is going to be 2 and 1 is remaining. And 1 and 0 is remaining. Right, so the number is going to be 1 0 1 1 1 1 1. Right, so that's the binary equivalent, and the other one is following is an extracted from ASCII table. Write down the correct octal value replacement for the question symbol. Yeah, again, like they were trying here whether you have taken the top and whether you can tackle it correctly, right? So it's a number system question, right? So they are asking what should be the correct octal value for the question mark. So here now, what is easy for you to do is take the binary and convert it into the octal, or else you can decimal one. You have to write the particular equivalent and the hexadecimal. Again, you have to have the place values and you have to go through a long distance. But binary, if someone has a value in binary, that can be easily converted into the octal. How we are going to do that? We are going to take the value from your right hand side and divide this into the group of trees. All right, and then the place values are going to be 1 0 I'm sorry 1 2 and 4. Right, so this particular one has 1, this has 2, this has 4. So each and every symbol contains a value. So here 4 to 1, only 1 will be survived. So 1 is going to be a part of in the octal value, right? 100, this is of course 4 is only active member, others are not zeros, right? So like you are putting the zeros, but others are not. So it's going to be the 4. Right? And the very last one, which is this, the one. Right? So the octal value is going to be 1, 4, 1. Are we clear about this, people? Okay, great. Lamai, give me a second. Right. Sorry for that, people. And caught up with some cough, and sometimes it gives some talking hardnesses, right? So like in that case, it is a little bit difficult to go. Right. So yeah. The final answer for the binary is 141, the octal representation. Let's cross check and see what should be the answer. Yeah, this is the conversion of the 47 decimal into the binary. So if you have it 1041s, you can have 1 mark. And the octal 141. So if you got it correctly, then you can have another mark. So 1 mark for that as well. Fourth question. Draw the logic gate circuit for the following Boolean expression. Another simple one. Logic gate question. Right, so when you are drawing something for a expression, does it which one that you are asking to explain? Is it the drawing the gate? Oh, yeah, I am. Right now, in this expression, f equals c bar plus a dot b bar. So since it is an equation, you have to consider one particular side of the equation. So of course, we can't draw a circuit for f. So we are going to draw a circuit for c bar plus a dot b bar. So c bar plus a dot b bar. That's what we have. So when you are drawing a circuit, first thing that you have to determine is number of inputs, or here number of variables. That's what you have to determine first. So number of variables, there are 3, which is A, B, and C. So if you have 3 variables, the next thing that you have to do is like create 3 input lines, which can input that signal A, B, and C. Now what you have to do is you have to refer to the expression and consider the operator precedence. So operator precedence will be gone like first the brackets, then the not, then and, finally the O. This is the order that they are going to consider the operator precedence. So like when you consider the entire expression, it has C bar and B bar. So first of all, you better get used to draw the things which are happening to found from left to right. So since we have C bar, I'm going to create a C bar using a NOT gate. So I started from C. So this will provide me C bar. And then I have to think about A dot B bar's B bar. So again, the same way I can put a dot. If you put a dot over here, you don't need to jump from the connections. You can just cross the connection as it is. So this will give you a B bar. Then you have to take the A signal from the line A. So A dot B bar is the next one that we have to consider, because there is no brackets. We done with the not. Now we are going to do with the AND. So AND gate will be placed over here. So this is going to be A dot B bar. And to create the final answer, which is C bar plus A dot B bar. Now we have A dot B bar over here and C bar over here. So to take the final drawing, it's the O gate that we need to draw. So this gives you the F. Right? So it's easy. C bar plus A dot B bar. This is how it's going to be drawn. Excuse me. So if you want to note this down, it's better you note this down. I'll give you a minute. Anyone who is copying the diagram from the board? Anyone? Okay, seems no one is copying now. So I'm moving to the second part. So in the fourth number, part B, it says write down the value of f when a equals 0, b equals 1, and c equals 1. So what we can do is we can argue that with the circuit. So a equals b, a equals 0, b equals 1, and c equals 1. So what they are saying is a equals what is 0, 1, 1. Yes. A is 0, b is 1, c is 1. So if c is 1, you will be receiving 1 over here, and you will be receiving 0 over here, which brings a 0 to this point. If the b is 1, that means 1 will be receiving over here, 0 will be receiving over here. If a is 0, that means you are receiving a 0 over here. So since this is an AND gate, a dot e bar is going to give you a 0. And since this is an OR gate, this 0 and this 0 will be added together. That means the final answer of the f is also going to be a 0. Right? So the answer is going to be 0. That is how you are going to argue this. So let's cross-check the marking scheme. Yes, here comes the circuit. You can have the circuit on this manner as well. Somehow you have to have the correct output. And the part B says it's 0. So for the correct circuit, it's 1 mark. And for saying F is 0, another 1 mark. Right. So moving to the next question, question number 5. There is a very important software that runs on a computer. It manages various resources of the computer. It also lets the users communicate with the computer. This particular software coordinates and fulfills the requirement of all processors with respect to their central processing unit. Memory and storage needs as well. Right? What is the specific software referred to in the above paragraph? Yeah, there's only one of this kind, which is the operating system. Better you say operating system, the full word. Give one example for it. There are many. Right? Windows, Macintosh, Linux, there are many. Right? So in the marking scheme, they have given this. They have given the marks for the OS as well. And if you have said it is OS 1 mark, and here comes the operating systems, the examples. So if you have written any one of those, then again you can take 1 mark. Right, and there can be many different operating systems we work. These are some of the examples that you can find. So 1 mark. Question number 6. Yeah, it says the following table shows some of the icon labeled A to D of the Audacity audio editing software. Identify the suitable description for each of the above icons from A to D, and they have asked write it as label and number format. Okay, so label A is there to do what? To stop. That is, A is going to refer with the 4th label. And B is the play button. So B is going to refer with 6. C is the trimming part. You take only the part you want. You take the other thing out. So C, it's 1. And D, that's going to stop. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think I have mixed that up. D is going to be the stop one, people. My bad. So D refers with the 4. A is referring with the record. I'm sorry. The second one. I'm sorry. So this is how it's going to be. For A it is 2. For B it is 6. C it is 1. D it is 4. Let's cross check this with the marking scheme. Yeah, there you go. Right, and each and every correct answer going to have 0.5 marks. So you may see how much you got. Okay, moving to the next question, question number 7. So in the 7th, they are asking match the description label P2S with the correct term from the list of terms given below and write down the relevant term against each label in the label term format. So now you can recognize they have gone through this label term format or label item format in many occasions. So get used to it, people. That's the way most of the case that you are going to receive the paper. Right, let's see what it's been here. In label P, it says used for electronic mail exchange among mail servers on the internet. So that goes with the SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So you have to say P goes with SMTP. Right. Q says provides access to the software installed in the cloud. So that is infrastructure, not infrastructure, software as a service. That means SaaS. Right? And in R, folder to store mail that are composed to be sent but not completed yet. So R goes with the draft. S, used to uniquely identify a computer on the internet, that is IP address. IP address. So those are going to be the answer for the 7th one. And again, 0.5 marks will be given for each and every correct answer. Let's cross check it with the marking scheme. Yeah, there you go. So 0.5 for each correct answer. Right, moving to the 8th. The following algorithm used to select players for a rugby pool. The selection is done based on the height, weight, and age of the player. So it is checking three conditions: age larger than or equal to 21, and height larger than or equal to 160, or weight larger than or equal to 70. So you have to understand these two will be checked first, and will be do the AND operation with that answer of it. Right? So that's how it happens. And it has the what? The output saying qualified for the pool, not qualified for the pool. So here they have given the age, height, and the weight of three candidates are given here. Write down the names of all players who are qualified for the pool. Yeah, so we have to choose the people who are going to be qualified. So that's easy. Age larger than 21. So everyone's age is larger than 21 or equals. So these three are correct. So with that, one of these things should be satisfied. Height larger than 160. So here height is not larger than 160. Here it is larger than 160. Here it is not larger than 160. Larger than or equal to 160. Right? So, and when it comes to the weight is larger than 70. Okay, over here. Here is also larger than 70. This is not going to be larger than 71. So now which players are going to be qualified? It's the one who has these two records. So he is qualified, Nimal is qualified. This has the height one as well as the weight one. So Rajiv is qualified as well. Here the third one, these two are not satisfied. So it is not. Right, so the answer is going to be Nimal and Rajiv, because they are asking who will be qualified for the pool. So yes, Nirmal and Rajiv. Right, so 2 marks will be given. And if you got any particular spelling mistake, you are going to have 0 marks. Right. So the next question, number 9. Number 9 says, write down one recommendation to avoid the computer vision syndrome. Write down one proper method for electronic waste management. Yes, so like if you want to get away from the computer vision syndrome, it's better you keep the distance in between the screen and your eyes, and it's better you place the particular screen just below the eye level, as well as like it's not good to stay on in front of the screen for a long time, and if in case if you need to stay, have short breaks, right? So the eyes will be relaxed. And in the second one, they are asking write down one proper method for electronic waste management. So electronic waste management can have 3 methods, which is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Right? So they are asking write down one proper method for electronic waste management. So I guess any one of those will give you the marks. Let's see. Yes, so these are the reasons that they have said. Right? Take short breaks, and blink frequently. Use the correct spectacles, right? So like what? Excuse me, people. Right. So if you have given an answer, you can have 1 mark, and look at what they have said. Right, so it's better you go with the best answer at the top of the list, right? And the part B, these are what we were talking about: reduce, adubavite, reuse, and recycle. Right? So only one particular thing. If you have written recycle, you marks are there. If you written reduce, marks are there. Right? Again, 1 mark for that. Final part, write down 2 advantages of computerized database management system. Yes, when if it is in computerized, it's very easy for you to record, and it is very easy for you to what the searching, updating, and all these things are going to be easy, right? So here, some of the list are given. Just see whether you got that answer with you. If not, just ask me and I'll tell you whether your answer is correct or not. Right, so 2 marks for this. Reducing data redundancy. Let me see. Yes, you can. No problem. Yes, Vinaka, that can also be taken. And see how much you got out of 20. High security. Yeah. Yes, Udamya, you can, but you better stick to some general answers, right? As they said here. So if you want, you can write down these reasons that they have shown on the screen on the marking scheme. And tell me the marks out of 20. Okay, Situli, that's well done. Devalka, very well done. Right. So let's move to the second question. Osanda, well done, well done. Keep it up, everyone. You are in a very good position. Okay, so moving to the next question. Right. In the second question, it says match the description. Okay, that's great, Udamya. Yeah, this says match the descriptions labeled A to B with the correct terms from the list of terms given below and write down the relevant term under against the label in front of it. Again, something similar. Maybe. So, label A, it says used to connect 2 or more computer networks. Label A can be associated with the router. Router is the one which can connect 2 or more networks. So, do they have router? Yes, they have router. So you can say it's 7. Then B, used in satellite communication to transmit data. For satellite communication, we are using microwaves in C. Used to transmit data using reflection of height. the reflection of light is used inside the fiber optics, so it's 2. And D, used in connecting TV antennas and analog CCTV cameras, that is the coaxial, number 1. Right, so if you have written these terms properly, let's see how it's going to be. Yeah, this is the way, A7, B3, C2, and D1. Right. Part number 2. 2 is given. This is 2, 2 has 4 marks, let's say. So in the part number 2, consider the following statement labeled P, S, and the 2 words given against each statement within the separate brackets. Write down the statement label and the appropriate word corresponding to the blank in each of the statement in label word format. Yeah, there are a lot of things in label format, label, different kind of things. Okay, so the quality of a given digital image is determined by, yeah, what? The DPI, dots per inch value, or PPI, pixels per inch value, right? So here we don't have PPI, so DPI can be taken. So the way that they're asking is label and word, right? So it's for P, it's DPI. And the part Q, or the Q statement says the quality of a given digital image is determined by, I'm sorry. The Q says primary color model is widely used in computer screen. In computer screen, you are using RGB, red, green, and blue. So for Q, it is red, green, and blue. Not the same like. In R, it says image files such as JPEG and TIFF that are compressed using, if it is JPG and TIFF, they are lossy compressions. So lossy. Right, so R goes with lossy, right, over here. Then the S, blank images can be created using software such as Adobe Photoshop and GIMP. That is raster graphics. So S, right, so for S, it's the raster. Right, so let's cross check the things. Yes, P is DPI, Q is RGB, R is lossy, Hanivan, S is raster. So if you got everything, then again 1 mark is given. Right. In the part 3, they are asking match the description label K to M with the correct term from the list of terms given below and write down the relevant term number against each label in label term numbers format. Okay. So, label K. It says releasing unsuitable photograph of young girls on the internet and making use of such images for internet threatening or blackmailing. This is what we call identity theft. Do we have identity theft over here? Social media phishing, digital divide. Okay, let's keep that and go. L. The act of presenting another's creative work as one's own, which we call the plagiarism. So 3. Right, with M, the gap between those who have access to the information and communication technology and those who do not, digital divide, 6. Okay, and the last one says deceiving user via email to collect their credit card information, which we call the phishing. So 2. All right, and the act of presenting another creative work as one's own.
Daddy,
Yes, Susu.
marker, please.
The markers are not working, Susu. I'm just interacting with the board.
Can
I don't have. Susu. Everything is done.
Son?
Yes, Susu.
Yeah, so you have to buy markers.
Yes, I will. I will. Yes. Yeah, so for K, it seems, yeah, what we can go for it is the cybercrime. The fourth one. Misuse of social media in order to suitable cybercrime. Let's cross check and see. Yes, K is 4, L is 3, N is 6, N is 2. Yes, yes, Udamya, as you suggested, it goes like that. So you can take 2 marks if everything is correct. Otherwise, you have to produce 0.5 for each and every incorrect answer. Right, moving to the next question. Oh, I think that's the end of that question. Yes. See how much you got out of 10. Do the calculation and see. Okay, Situli, that's a good mark. Keep it up. Right. Udamya, very well done. Very well done. Vinaka, keep it up. Okay, moving to the third question. Yeah, so it says following are the partly shown database table that are used to store details about food items, purchasers, and the supply of alcohol, supply of school canteen. I'm sorry. The canteen sells food items which are purchased from the suppliers. So in item table, they have contains data of the item available in the canteen with their selling price in rupees. And in the purchase, contain data of the purchasing price of items from different suppliers. Not that a particular food item can be purchased from many suppliers for different prices. And find the suppliers contains data about the suppliers. That's what we have here. So the first question, write down the primary key of the purchase table. Okay. So we take the purchase table. Item ID cannot be taken alone, being repeated. Supply ID cannot taken alone, repeated. The purchasing price is like we can't deal with those kind of things if we are thinking about primary. So what we can do is we can propose item ID and supply ID together will be forming the primary key for the purchase table. Right, so you have to say item ID, comma, supply ID or item ID and supply ID likewise. Let's cross check. Yeah, in the first part, yeah, it's like this. So 1 mark is given if you have written this and see whether you got it. Right, and number 2, it was talking about write down the foreign key in purchase table. So foreign key in purchase table is easy. Keys, I think it's in plural, right? Yes, foreign keys. So when it comes to the foreign keys, these item ID individually is going to be a foreign key as well as a supply, because item ID is the primary key of the item table. Supply ID is the primary key of the supplier table. Right, so can be taken as these two. Right, how they have reacted to it. Yes, item ID, supplier ID, and yeah, this is the next part. Right, so marks will be given one mark for second part A and another another 2 marks is going to be received. Right, so item ID and supply ID saying they are as the foreign keys. That will give you the marks, 2 marks for the B part. And for the second part's first question, it is asking like a query, right? Which table needs to be updated to accommodate the following? The supplier S004 changes his location, supplier's location to Rajagiri. So when a supplier changes the location, you only need to update the location details, right? So what we can see is in the previous one, the supplier 004 changes his location. Okay, the location somewhere here. Yeah, so this is the location. So if you are going to change it, you have to update only the supplier table. Right? So the part B, the canteen decides to increase the selling price of a fish roll to 80 rupees due to a 10 rupee price increment by the supplier. Right? So if the price of a fish roll is increasing, what will happen? The item table needs to be updated because selling price is over here, so it needs to be updated. As well as the purchasing price is over here, purchase table should also be updated because both the selling price and the purchasing price got different or got changed. Right. Then the next question. Yes, let's cross check with the yeah. So the first one, it's only the supplier table. If you have done it 1 mark. For the second one, it's the item and the purchase table. So if you got both the table names, you can get 2 marks. Otherwise, 0 marks. Right. Then in part 3, it says a new supplier, Kamal, supply ID 008 from Belavatta, start supplying vegetable rolls to the school canteen for 50 rupees. Write the new records to be added to the relevant table for the above change. Use the table name, field 1, field 2 likewise. So it says Kamal is a new supplier. The supplier ID is given. That means definitely the supplier table needs to be updated. And new item, vegetable rolls, is also now in there in the school canteen. So there, they have to another. You have to have another record entry in the items table. Right, so let's see. Supplier table and item table is going to be updated. Yeah, supplier table, it's S008, Kamal, Valawaka, that's the supplier details. Purchase table F004, S008, and 50. Right, so they should manage accordingly. Right, so yeah, 2 marks if you have written this correctly. Okay. Then the fourth question. Right, in fourth question it says, what are the appropriate tables to be joined to write a query to find the names of the suppliers who supply fish rolls to the canteen? So they need to find who is the name of the suppliers who are supplying fish roll to the canteen. So if we do not think about the the query, we can just find it from here, right? Right, so they need to know what are the names of the suppliers who provides what was they providing? Fish rolls. Okay. Okay. So how we are going to do this? First, we have to find out who are the people who supplying the fish rolls. So to find out what is the fish roll, what is the code of the fish roll, then we have to go to the item table. So item table is referred and finding what are the fish rolls item ID code. And that F002 should be matched with the purchase table, right? And hold on. Yeah. So that F002 should be filtered from this particular table, and it will show you here they don't have F002. So let's assume this is F002 instead of 1. So if this is the entry, then it shows you what are the suppliers, right? So by knowing the supply ID, let's if you think S007 is the supply ID, so then you have to go and find who is S007, right? So likewise, they could know how the things are going to happen, like how the query is going to work. That means you need all 3 tables, right? Yeah, here it says item, purchases, supplies for all three labels. If you have mentioned it like that, you can have the marks. Right. So is that the end of that question? Let me see. Seems yes. Okay, see how much you got out of 10? Okay, Udamya, well done. Situli, you got a little wrong. Okay, just learn the mistakes, Dua. No worries. Dinaka, very well done, very well done. Okay. Yeah, people hold on a second. I need to take some hot water. Osanda, that's a good mark, but keep it up. Right. So the fourth one, use the following list of terms in answering the question A and B. So the list of terms are given. Match the description label A and D with the correct term. So they say label to term. Again, the label to term to be written. So in label A, search engine. So label A goes with what? Google is a search engine. Right? Google Chrome is a browser. Mozilla Firefox, it's a browser. Internet Explorer, it's a browser. Internet Service Protocol. So Internet Service Protocol, when you are using internet, you can have different kinds of protocols. What we can find here is HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. C, commonly used programming language for dynamic web development. So for dynamic web development, we use programming languages like PHP. Right? Also for C, PHP. Social network, that's the easiest one. For D, it's going to be the Twitter. Twitter. Right, so let's cross-check the marks. Yeah, if you have given those things correctly, 2 marks will be given. So just see what it is. And in part B, is about filling the blank kind of a thing. It says, identify the most suitable term to fill each blank labeled P to S from the list of terms given above and write down the relevant term against each blank label in the label term format. Yeah, again, it goes with label term format. So it's better I see the labels. Yes. So for P, web pages can be developed using content management systems such as P and Q, it says. So P means WordPress, Q means Joomla, or you can write it other way around, right? This is Joomla, I'm saying. This is WordPress. You can mix it up the other way around. Right? And in the last one, it says the public can access a website through the web browser. Yeah, such as PC, right? Mozilla Firefox. Right, it's better you write this entire thing. And S is Internet Explorer. Again, you can change this, the order. Right, so that is how the PQRS are being filled. So as you can see, yes, here they have given 4 different variations of the answers can be provided, right? So any particular way, right? So either this way or this or this or this. Any particular one will give you the marks. It's 2 marks, 0.5 for each answer. Yeah, moving to the next. Yes, the HTML content, right? So they have Sri Lanka's strong vaccination program associated in controlling COVID-19. Yeah, so this is seems to be the header 1, and this seems to be the header 2, as well as this. So here they are using a table. So there are 4 table rows should be there. And since these things are bold faces, it should be a TH. And there are 3 columns, that means 3 TDs should be also used. And at the bottom, this is definitely going to be an image, which is center aligned. And this part is going to be an anchor tag, which is for the hyperreference. So your a list of things are given here, the tag names. So you have to fill the blanks in the next page. So let's see. Yeah, so the inside the head section, there is number 1. So this is definitely going to be title. And then comes to the body part, and it is being center aligned. This is, of course, going to be an H1. the bigger one, bigger font. And yeah, then this particular sentence is there, which indicates this sentence. And now here you can see they are starting an unordered list. That means UL. So these things are going to be the list items of the unordered list. So 3 is going to be UL, unordered list. 4, it is going to be list item. Right? And when it comes to the fifth one, is talking about table. Yeah, the table. And sixth is going to be TR, table row. Seventh is going to be TH, since this is the first record for the first row. Then the next things defined by TR and TDs are there. So we have already know what do you mean by the sixth. And what else we have? Where we can find the seventh? Seventh is over here. Seventh, we talk about the seventh. Seven means TH. 8. 8 is over here. So this 8 must indicate center because the image is in the center. And this is going to be IMG. Right? And this, of course, is going to be anchor tag, since they are creating a hyperreference. Right? So that's the way you will be given these kind of questions. And let's see, let's cross check this. Oh yeah, there you go. So see how much you got out of how much they have given. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks are given. So see how much you got out of this for this question, and see the marks for the entire question. Okay, Dinaka 7.5, that's a good mark. Try to reach the 8, right, and keep it up. Osanda, that's a very good mark. Keep it up, keep it up. Situli, well done. Udame, very well done. Right, keep it up, very good. Okay, let's move to the next question. Yeah, the fifth one. Here you have given some part from a Word document, right? So they say like it is modified or formatted using some of the tools. They have pointed the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places and asked us to match those 5 places with these tools given right over here, and ask us to write it as task label to the icon label manner. Right, so let's see. the so the first one, task label, first one is related to the being bold or like being bigger fonts. So it is T. Bold is not here. So this is going to be T. Increase in the font size. Second one is indicated the underline. So V. Third one is related to with the picture, which is U. Fourth one is related to the bullets, which is P. Fifth one is related to the hyperlink, which is S. Right? So it's going to go like that. 1, it is T, 2, it is V, 3, it is U, 4, it is P, 5, it is S. So let's cross check. Yes, there you go. So yeah, but they have given 4 marks for the entire question. So all 5 are correct, then 4 marks is given. 3 or 4 are correct, 3 marks. Only 2, there's 2 marks. Only 1, that is 1 mark. Right? And if they are saying like if you have drawn the icon, still you can collect the marks. Right. And the next page, it's the Excel part of the same question. So you can remember in the early papers, we had a 1 week question from Excel. So last year, they have reduced it, they have mixed it, Word and Excel together. Most probably, in your paper, they may get in the same pattern, right? So it's about the accidents in the Excel sheet. So they say write down the correct formula in the form of function cell 1 colon cell 2 that should be entered in cell B13 to find the total number of vehicles involved in fatal accidents. So B13 means this particular place. So here you have to take the sum of the fatal accidents. So it's easy. This can be written as equals sum. So the range is going to be B4 colon B11. Right, in part B it says assume that the formula entered into the cell B13 is copied cell range C30 to E30. That means on this range. Write down the formula displayed in cell D30. D30 means this cell. So that means this function, this formula is copying 2 cells rightwards. Right, to your right in the same column. So B is going to change into C and D. 4 and 11 is not going to change. So the answer is going to be equal B will become D. So 4 will stay as it is, colon, and again here it is B11. That's going to be the answer. Let's cross check. Yeah, this is the answer for the part A, sum equals sum B4 colon B11. And this is the answer for the part B, equals sum D4 colon D11. Right, moving forward, part C is asking, write down the formula in the form of equal function cell 3 colon cell 4 that should be entered in the cell D14 to get the lowest value recorded for the critical accidents. So D14, you are going to write it in the D14. D14 means here. This is to take the lowest critical value in the critical. So it's easy again. You have to say to find the lowest, you have to use the min function, and the range does not change. It's D4 colon D11 because D column is the one which contains the critical accidents. So you have to find the minimum out of it. In part D, it says write down the appropriate cell range in the form of cell 5 colon cell 6. They are just asking the cell range. For the formula, it means cell B15 to identify the highest number of any accident. Yeah. So like highest number of any accident means they have taken it over here, B15. So highest number of any accident. So any accident means that you are going to refer the entire criteria, right? You have taken it from this particular one. So it starts from B4, ends from what's here? It's E. E14. Right? So the range is going to be B4 colon E14. Right? That is the range that you could find on this cell. If you think about the function, they haven't asked about the function. It's going to be equal max within brackets B4 colon E14. Right? But this is the one that they have asked. Yeah. Udam, my bad. It's 11. I'm sorry, not E14, it's 11. Thank you very much, Udam. Right, so let's cross check. There you go. For part C, it is equal mean B4 colon B11. For part D, it is either B4 colon 11 or 11 colon B4. Any of the way that you can go. Right? Even they have given the marks if you're written the max function as well. Right? 1 mark for each and every part from A to D. In part E, they are asking about some chart types regarding a particular scenario. So the first chart that they were proposing is write down the most suitable chart types to show the comparison of the type of accidents involving each vehicle type in the same graph. So that means we are going to show the comparison of each vehicle type. So if you are going to do a comparison of series of data, much better we go with the bar chart. Right? So for the first one, it's the bar chart. In the second one, it says to show the number of fatal accidents for each vehicle type. So to show the number of fatal accidents, only one category, one criteria, fatal accidents for each vehicle type. Right? So in that case, you can go for the pie chart. Right? Because it's just referring to one column and there are several values. So out of this, we can create a pie chart. So pie chart will show what are the figures. Right? Here in the bar chart, we have to compare. Likewise. So, yeah, those are the things that they have given. Here it says Stamba Prastara, that means bar chart. Here it says Vata Prastara, and also they have given the marks for the line and scatter charts as well. Okay, people, since the time is up, I'm going to end the session from here. So by next week, we'll finish this paper. Next week, anyway, it's a holiday, people. Week after, we will meet and finish the rest of the things, and we will definitely have some time. So we will be discussing some other model questions from the term test papers, right? So yeah, so be there after a week. Next week, you are going to have the Happy New Year. So like, yes, everyone, Happy New Year. I wish you a very Happy New Year, right? And I'll see you on, not on 15th, but I'm going to meet you on 22nd for the very same time. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Have a very nice day and have a very good vacation. Enjoy, people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Right, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dasit. Wish you the same.